Did you catch what Molly Qerim said about Caitlin Clark not being ready for the Olympic team? Turns out that comment didn't age well now. Cindy Brunson is demanding an apology, and it's not just about one player, it's about the future of women's basketball. Stick around to see how this drama unfolds. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video. Consider yourself an expert on Caitlin Clark's influence on women's basketball. Rethink your thoughts. This rookie's narrative takes an unexpected and shocking turn that nobody anticipated. What statement made by a well-known media figure is now backfiring on them? Let's talk about Molly Qerim, a well-known sports figure who got into controversy recently for remarks she made regarding Caitlin Clark when Qerim voiced her concerns about Clark's suitability for the Olympic squad. She didn't hold back. She even said that choosing Clark based more on marketing than skill would be a mocking of the women's game.
Is very high on. Take a listen.
Highlight reel. Clark trying to answer. You bet.
The shocking thing is that Clark's recent performances have not only won over her detractors but also converted them into believers. The rookie phenomenon has been illuminating the court, breaking records and dropping jaws in her wake. It feels like we're witnessing a real-world sports drama come to life, with Clark playing the underdog hero who disproves everyone. Furthermore, we're not simply referring to followers joining the craze. Other players are also observing. Experienced WNBA player Sophie Cunningham was all smiles as she praised the rookie class, which included Clark at the head of the pack. She made note of the ways in which these young guns have revitalized the league, increasing attendance and energizing the competition. What's the big deal about one player receiving some notice, you ask? It's not just about Clark, though. Her accomplishment has a cascading effect, changing the perception of the WNBA as a whole. People who had previously written off women's basketball are now paying attention, wanting to know what the big deal is. And let's face it, Clark didn't win this alone. For all the girls who have ever been told they are not good enough, not marketable enough, or not ready for the major leagues, this is a victory. Clark is demonstrating on the brand this platform conceivable that brilliance triumphs over skepticism. There's more to this tale, though. It's not enough for Clark to rise above his detractors. It's about altering the rules of the game from within. What it means to be a star in the WNBA is changing due to her play style, confidence on the court, and ability to interact with fans.
Then executed a flawless pick and roll with teammate Aaliyah Boston, delivering a precise pocket pass.
Confident in her mid-range.
And I think Iowa is okay giving up the mid-range.
Here's Clark drive.
What's truly intriguing, her youth, her unique style, and her media appeal, the same attributes that initially caused some people to distrust her are now what are making her a hit. It seems as though Clark used all of those doubtful remarks as kindling on her own fire. What does this signify then for women's basketball going forward? Are we witnessing the beginning of a new age in which rookies may join a team and have an instant impact on not just their team, but the league as a whole? In what ways will this alter the balance of power among players, the media, and league officials? A media titan enters the ring. Just as you thought the Clark story could not get any more intense, why is this seasoned professional jeopardizing her career to protest how the WNBA is handling its newest sensation? Here comes respected sports ter Cindy Brunson, who doesn't mind voicing her opinions. Her unprecedented demand that the WNBA apologize to Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever is creating ripples. However, why is Brunson adopting such a daring posture it all boils down to. Acknowledgement and deference. Brunson is drawing attention to the treatment of female athletes in general, not just Clark. Hey, these women are incredible athletes, she remarks. They are deserving of our consideration, respect, and assistance. This is where things become really fascinating, though it's not just about one player or one team that Brunson is demanding. The goal is to alter the entire game. She is fighting against the prejudices and outdated narrative that have kept women's sports back for far too long and advocating for a change in how we view them. Consider it. The scoreboard isn't the only thing that changes when a guy like Clark enters the game and becomes dominant. It alters perceptions. It compels listeners to pay attention, and Brunson is precisely utilizing that. Look at what Clark's doing, she says. See how she's changing our perceptions. Let's take this opportunity to advocate for substantive change. It appears as though Brunson is receiving the ammunition she needs to advocate for improved treatment off the court thanks to Clark's on-court performance. Furthermore, it goes beyond Clark because of Brunson's actions. There is now a greater dialogue regarding the brilliant women in the WNBA, particularly the ones who have received less attention or recognition. She's arguing, if we can get it right for Clark, we can get it right for everyone. However, why
Now,
Then she just kept putting up huge numbers, 24, then 29. I'm like, ooh, she's under 20. This could really happen.
Caitlin Clark looking to push the pace. Clark showing off the moves. Clark, oh, to the...
Why has Brunson decided to make a statement now? It's because a perfect storm has been sparked by Clark's ascension. You're gaining more and more media attention, admirers, and talent. Now is the perfect time to urge that the league take action and treat its players with the dignity they so well deserve. But let's face it, there are risks associated with making such a big statement. Brunson is risking her reputation by doing this. It's never comfortable to challenge the status quo like she is doing. She obviously thinks it's worthwhile, though. She's placing a wager that by speaking up she can elevate women's basketball to unprecedented levels. What does this signify then for the WNBA's future? It is comparable to dominoes. If Brunson's demand is met with success, significant changes may resolve. Potential adjustments include improved player respect, league promotion, contract modifications, and media coverage of women's sports. However, it goes beyond what the league could do. It's about the potential actions of the fans. Brunson's stance serves as a catalyst. She is telling her admirers, you have a voice. Your assistance may have an impact, and that kind of fan power can transform everything in the social media era. Another voice enters the debate as the dust settles on Brunson's audacious stand when it comes to women's basketball. You might believe you know the score, but this critic's analysis of the WNBA is going to turn everything you know on its head.
we saw this a lot in the Sweet 16 game against Colorado. Caitlin Clark turning the corner and finishing an easy...
Breeze. In fact, Bentley tips it away and off and running. Caitlin Clark whips a pass.
A shocking revelation from Carrie Brew has everyone buzzing. She does not believe Stephen A. Smith when he says the WNBA has to be saved. Rather, she is drawing our attention to something that has been there the entire time. The W didn't need saving, it just needed promotion. Brew explains the product has never been the problem, it has always been the promotion. This is not idle chatter. The statistics strongly support that the media rights for the WNBA are drastically changing. They have risen from 60 million to an astounding 2 billion. That is an explosion rather than merely growth. And who is the focal point of it all? Yes, that's right, Caitlin Clark. Hold on though, making waves isn't the only thing happening here. A long brewing dispute is receiving attention due to Clark's ascension. On the one hand, there are many who argue that the WNBA need a miracle to survive. Conversely, there are many like Brew who argue that the league was always strong and only needed someone to ramp things up. What then is? The true situation here is Clark the only person able to save women's basketball, or is she merely the spark that's drawing attention at last? In actuality, it's most likely a little bit of both. Although Clark has obvious talent, her influence extends much beyond the court. Consider it, Clark is not only gaining points, she's also altering the topic of discussion. She's raising awareness among those who previously didn't give women's basketball much thought, and that focus for the league, that translates into cold, hard cash. This is where things become really fascinating, though. Not only is Clark's success demonstrating the potential of women's basketball, it's bringing attention to the ways in which the media has been underreporting amazing players, have been performing extraordinary feats on the court. For years, there was always skill. The focus was what was absent. As a result of Clark bringing attention to the game, more people are beginning to understand what they've been missing. It's as if someone has been waiting too long to switch on the lights in a room. And this is a game that is just as quick, just as skillful, and just as thrilling as the men's game. Let's be honest, though. This goes beyond basketball. It has to do with how we view women's sports in general. Clark's narrative is making us consider some difficult issues. Why did it take the ascent to fame of one player for the WNBA to be taken seriously? Why had the league not previously received the recognition it deserved?